Lloyd Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. Good morning. Today is the 15th of April and this is a part 2 of a Slightly Shambolic Shuffle around the 2023 Pride of Longbridge here at Cofton Park in Birmingham. This is once again the HPR photo and post-Abingdon weekender stand. When I started the majority of the first part, most of the cars on the stand weren't actually here. So we'll have a look and see what else has turned up. This is a car that will be very familiar to most of you. It's a 2003 MG TF 135 owned by Constable Bailey and Officer Sear, who are around somewhere. This is one of the first cars I drove on No Budget Reviews when restrictions were lifted in 2020 from coronavirus, and it was a lot of fun. It's in very, very nice condition actually, this. So we've got again here a very nice MG ZR. It's sunspot yellow as far as I can remember. We've got sunspot yellow with some seats. Northern Irish plate, so I'm not exactly sure what year that is. Facelifted Rover 75, 2004. Looks very much like an MG Rover press plate, that actually. I don't know what engine is this actually, I'm not sure. By this stage they weren't sort of putting things like V6 badges on the back of them or anything like that. So I'm not sure. Be careful now with some of these other ones because I know some of them might have engines we can't discuss in them. This one though does not. This one has a nice petrol in it. It's one of the huge number of cars that Dan has brought to the stand. He's got something like 5 or 6. Can't remember exactly what engine's in this. That one we have to skip because that's got an engine we can't discuss in it. Another facelift to 75. I think that's okay. That one views. Always check the rev counter to make sure. Another 2004. Ooh, a 200 BRM. Excellent. Only made for a very short space of time. Late 98 to kind of early 2000. Based on a 200 VI, only available in this colour, with of course the famous BRM orange lower grille. 1994 Rover 200 Cabrio. It's got quite a beige leather interior view, so we have to not say that. Very strange actually this. It actually can't be a 94 because this is the later dash. This is the dash out of a VR3 200. So with the front end, which has been changed, this has obviously been sort of kind of modified to some extent. So that's probably a personal plate. I don't know what year that is actually. Well, I can say it's one of the later ones. Famous FDH Tomcat here. Now these were originally going to be but I think for Japan, but they never made it there. And they've got things like air conditioning, which is a very rare option in this country. And when they came back over here, they were all registered on FDH plates. ZR here, with blue seat trim. ZR 160, excellent. This Rover 827 SI. I know this one on the left. We're going to have to not discuss that as well. Not to discuss that. This one though is just fine. Yes, please. I think this is a 90 or a 91. It's an interesting looking MG ZT. Ooh, and yes, we can talk about that. It's absolutely fine. Probably a V6, although I'm not entirely sure. And a ZS180, 2002. Well, a lot of money actually compared with the 45 V6. ZS120, silver 1.8. I think this is trophy yellow, this one. Now this is a Rover 25, it's got some kind of insane body kit on it. So it's a very max power type thing. And it's got a turbo engine. That was a Rover Tomcat. It's kind of, don't know what it is now. And we would have seen this before. We actually saw this at the auction at the NEC, and Dan has bought it. He's put a personal plate on it, but actually this is the right year for the car. It's an 820 Turbo Vitesse from 1995, and tomorrow at the Octagons and Longships event at the Whittle Transport Museum, I'm going to have you going in this. It should be fun. We've seen this as well at the Fuel Power Gathering on 1st of April, and that is a really, really nice car. He absolutely almost stole that. Another one of his cars here, facelift MG TT180 SE monogram Poseidon. There is his Instagram, hello to HPR_photo. And of course an MG ZT 260. I've actually driven one of these on the channel. It wasn't this one, it was a different one. But yes, the Ford Mustang engine in an MG ZT with rear wheel drive. It's a crazy car. I can never get over just how ridiculous it was to re-engineer these to fit the V8 and rear wheel drive. Just absolute madness, but glorious nevertheless. Now this belongs to Philip, who's driven it from Dortmund. Strangely, this was actually ordered for the German market in right-hand drive, which is totally mad. But nevertheless, here we go. So yeah, German plates, but right-hand drive. Apparently, this is the way that it is, which is pretty crazy. And we got Nigel next to Raffaello on here, having a nice little cuddle. Gosh, it's getting really weird now, isn't it? Right, let's go over to the Rover Sports Register here. That is, don't know what that is. Oh, it's just an MG T190. That's all it is. I thought it was something else very strange. Right, they were the people who ran the Roverfest last year. Fortunately, we're not going to talk about that car. Be very careful, watch those rev counters, viewers, and skip that one too. This one though, which should be okay because it's got a 3.5 litre V8 in it. 1974-75 Rover P6 3500. Very nice. It's not quite a beta for interior. I'd say that's more biscuit, but that's of a nice continental kit on the back. So another 45 here. Oh, and again we can't discuss it. You've got to check those rev counters, views. Check them carefully. Oh no, this one we can. It's a nice colour. This is I think this would be sort of a monogram colour. Yes, a 1.8 turbo. It's a decent engine actually. That's 2003. And Mr. Richardson Viewers Driving has just acquired one of these, a different colour. 2003 to 4 MG ZT 190. I imagine we'll be seeing an awful lot of these today, viewers. An awful lot of these. Another ZT 190, this time a ZTT. An early one actually, 2001 to 2. Ah, excellent. This one is a facelift, but someone's put the torpedo badges on it. Fortunately, that one's fallen off on that side, and that one's not there. So I don't know what model that is. Facelift came in February 2004. It was. Now skip that one as well, and that one. Certainly makes my life easier if I don't have to talk about every car, doesn't it? This one though, V6. I wonder. So it's a ZT facelift. Probably be a 190, won't it? Gosh, there's so many forbidden fuel ZT75s here, aren't there, viewers? Let's have a look at this stand here. When I was younger, a friend of mine at primary school, his parents had one of these in this colour. So the rubber bumper MG BGT. This one is a, I think a T, so 78, 79.
Was the dent?
Sorry. Again, I'm not actually sure what engine's in that. Be a V6. 2003 MG TF. Goodness me. That's a late registration, 2007. So that car would have been lying around for 2 years before being registered. It wasn't unusual. I think the latest ones I've seen are either 11 or 12 plates for MG Rover rear cars. This is actually not the continuation cars that came out in 2008. This will still be for MG Rover rear one, but it's a late registration. MG, it says TD or TF, I think. One of these I followed them. I'm not sure if it was this one. That's a TF, isn't it? With the TF 1500. Okay. So one of the very latest of those T-types before the MGA came out. 1999 MGF. Interesting interior, actually. Don't get caught out. 2005 MG TF 135, pearl black, built in March 2005. Excellent. Yeah, there is definitely pride going on in the cars, which is not surprising really. MG6 Turbo. But we'll have a look at these minis later, viewers. There's lots of minis, and we'll do them later. I don't know what model is this. This one's been modified, so I'm not sure what trim level that is. Facelifted Rover 75. Excuse me. One's a V6. Excellent. So it'll be a 2.5 V6 actually, because the 2-litre V6 was discontinued in 2002. Right, let's start just back there and have a look at some minis. This one, wow, 1967, 68 Mini Cooper Mark II, but someone's put 1275cc engine in it, so that'll be from a later car. Modifying these minis is, well, something everybody seems to do. So let's start off as a Cooper S, isn't it? Excellent. This one, who knows, 83, 84. 70s one here with a nice opening sunroof. 73, 74. A really interesting steering wheel. I've not seen one like that before. Mini Special with the 1-litre engine. So this is a much later one. This is from the 90s. 93, 94 on an L. Goodness knows what that one was originally. It's now a bit different from standard specification, isn't it? '71, '72. Oh, very late Cooper S. Yes, they were made until about 71, alongside the 1275 GT. This one's from the 80s, 87, 88. The Money Pit, with some wheel arch extensions. Now that's a very early one. I think this is a 7, so it's one of the very first minis. Yeah, they changed the name to the Austin Mini in 61, so it's probably about 1960. With these house style door handles, you didn't even get door locks. It's bad. Another Austin 7 here, so both very early cars. Very slightly different shades of blue, interestingly enough. Have a look at this one and just see what these early ones were like. I think this is a deluxe with the little chrome trim on the side. So basic. Car for district nurses, anarchists, used to say. 83, 84 Mini 25. So actually no, 84 which is Mini 25, won't it? Because that actually was the 25th anniversary. This, I don't really know what to say. The exhaust comes out there. So it'll be from the late 60s, 68, 69. Mini Mayfair, 89, 90, which is similar to one that I drove on Tweed Jacket Reviews in 2020. It's 89 Mini Mayfair. Like the one that I drove, this one's been a little bit modified. That dash is sort of bits of wood in it, and those wheels are non-standard as well. It's a Mini 40. Yeah, there we go. So it'd be a 99. Very nice. I like the colour of this. 1275 GT, 78, 79 on a T. These are getting really, really desirable now, these 1275 GTs. Typical 70s colour, that's sand glow. Memory. 92, 93 Mini Cooper. Another Mini Cooper here, Cooper Sport, so it'll be a 2000. with the Mark, I think the Mark 6 minis. The last one was a 7, I think this is the 6. The base model was a Sprite like this. Another 1225 GT. Don't know what year that is. What's going on here? Oh right, someone's put a 1.3 injection engine into 1275 GT, because everything else matches up with the 1275 GT. So I imagine that's just have the later engine put in it. '86 or thereabouts Mini. I don't know what this would have started as. It's something interesting now, that's for sure. Mini 35. Excellent. So you have the 25, the 35, and the 40. There is a Mini 30 as well. I don't know what that is. Maybe there's one somewhere. So yeah, it's a Mini 35, so it'd be from 1994. Mini 1000, 7980 registration. I think that's for sale or something, that one. Ooh, a Cooper S. 67, 68. Some days almost saw badging them as Austin or Morris, so this will be a Mark II Mini. Smell the petrol in the air around here. City, 1988 to 1989. Very basic little car. It's the cheapest car that at the time this would have been the Rover group. Cheapest car that they actually sold. Although obviously with many never had Rover badges on them. Cooper S. I don't think that is a Cooper S. I think that's just a normal Cooper actually. It's a little badge. So the Mark 7 Mini, 1997, 1998. Have things like the airbags in it. Gosh, still people are arriving. Mini Cabrios actually were only made in the 1990s. This one's around 1994. I'm really surprised it took them this long to make these. It took them about 35 years to make one officially, which is really interesting. (1979 to 1980) Mini 1275 GT. That dash is interesting. Oh, and somebody swapped in a Honda VTEC engine. 1998 to 1999 Mini Cooper. There we go. Here is a Mini 30 from 1989. It's in very nice condition. I think they made these in other colours as well as this. There we go, Mini 30. Mini, I think, if it's in Austin, did they call this the Countryman? I might be wrong. I think the Morris version would have been called the Traveller. So 67. Now this is actually a Mark III Wolseley Hornet because of the doors. Although the plate is a lot earlier than the car. Excuse me viewers, I've got a bit of a cold today. Another mini estate, this one's a Morris that would have actually been a traveller. Again, a 67. 1980 to 81 minivan. These were made until 1982. Figures about these is that they retained the really basic, would have been just generally a pressed steel grille. This one had a different one put on it, and the house style door handles and the exposed hinges right the way until the end, because they didn't care about updates and things. It's a commercial vehicle. Another Mini 30 here, 89. Lovely colour. That was an old H-Reg. I think that's a much later car. I think that's probably from the 90s actually. Like this one. Mini Cooper, 95, 96. Actually, what specification is this? Who knows? Another Mayfair, 87, 88. Again, been sort of changed a bit, but that's the way, isn't it, with minis really. 1275 GT, 7980, with sort of bull bars at the front. I think it was quite common to fit these in places like Paris actually back in the day. Another 1275 GT, 75, 76. Hello to Adventures with Gwen 2023 on Instagram. Someone's brought their family along with 2 child seats. So that's a 74, 75 plate, but I'd say this car's a lot later than that. I'd say it's again from the 90s. I don't think it's a 70s car. 95, 96 Mini Cooper, 89, 90 Mini with an unknown trim level. '68, '69 Mark II Austin Mini Cooper, I think. '75, '76 Mini, 1275 GT, and an incredibly late one here. It's a 2001. Wow. Anyway, I think that's quite enough of part 2 of Slightly Shambolic Shuffle around the 2023 Pride of Longbridge. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, let us know in the comment below, and we shall see you again soon for more incorrect information.